Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome to Quizzo for the weekend of July 4th, 2021. Let's get started with round number one. Round number one. Question number one. The year was 2019. The day, December 25th. On that day, December 25th, 2019, showings of what movie dominated the television ratings? Of the 20 most watched broadcasts that day, 13 of them were showings of this movie. What movie was it? Question number two. The verb cleanse can also be a noun. Cleanse. Give me a D word, a word that begins with the letter D, like damn, that's a strong synonym with the noun cleanse. Question number three. There is a dark black ink. It's been made, this ink, for millennia in China. However, you might not know that based on the name of the ink. What ink am I talking about? Question number four. Australia, Japan, Scotland, the United States, even the goddamn moon. All of these places have mountains named for which continental European mountains? Question number four. Nope, that was question four. Question number five. Exactly 10 years ago, that's July something of 2011, the number one song in the United States was Rolling in the Deep. Tell me, who's the artist who had a huge hit with that song? For a point of extra credit, what album was it a single from? Question number six. An animal wearing human clothing. That's the mascot for Playboy, the former magazine, now, I don't know, brand. Tell me, please, what is the animal, or what human clothing does the animal wear? Get either the animal or the clothing for the point. Get both for a point of extra credit. Question number seven, the best-selling video game of all time. That is a Microsoft video game, believe it or not. Which specific game is it? Question number eight, gypsum board. Gypsum, Gypsum, board, B-O-A-R-D. Gypsum board is a generic term for what building material? Question number nine. There is a line on a tennis court. There's actually two of them. Each one is halfway between the baseline and the net. What is the name for this line, please? Or these lines, please? And question number 10. In the Roseanne universe, Roseanne is dead. Who is the matriarch of the family now? Well, at least, who is Roseanne's sister? The one played by Laurie Metcalf. All right. That's it for round number one. You should probably pause this now if you don't want to hear the answers to round number one. Otherwise, let's tear through these answers and then get moving on to round number two and round three. Round number one answers. December 25th, 2019, showings of what movie dominated the ratings with 13 of the top 20 broadcasts being showings of this movie. This is because it's owned by Turner Broadcasting. They used to show it on TNT, then they would show it on TBS. Now they show it on TNT and TBS, staggered by 1 hour. It's A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story. Question number two, cleanse. As a noun, cleanse, I was looking for detox, although diet could certainly work too. If you have an answer that I didn't consider, talk amongst yourselves. See how you feel about it. Perhaps rely on a dictionary. Question number three, the dark black ink that was invented millennia ago in China, or I should have specified this. That's China, as in China, 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 China. Take China. They love me. China. It's India Inc. India Inc. Question number 4, Australia, Japan, Scotland, the United States, the moon. All of these places have mountains named for the Alps. The Alps. Question number 5, 10 years ago, the #1 song in America was Rolling in the Deep. That was a huge hit for Adele. Adele. And for a point of extra credit, that was from her album 21. You got Adele, you got the point. If you also got 21, you got the point of extra credit. Question number 6, it's a rabbit or a bunny, or I also accepted a bunny rabbit, and it's wearing a tie, specifically a bow tie, but just a tie is fine. You got either rabbit or tie, you got the point, you got both, you got extra credit. What a sexy rabbit. Question number 7, the video game owned by Microsoft, that's the best-selling video game of all time, that's Minecraft. Minecraft. Question number 8, gypsum board is another name for drywall or sheetrock or anything along those lines. Not particle board, though, and not brick. Question number 9, the line on a tennis court that's halfway between the baseline. Not enough coffee today. Halfway between the baseline and the net, that's called the service line. The service line, although like serving line, fine. Who am I to judge? And question number 10, in the Roseanne universe, they killed off Roseanne, but not by having the Terminator come to the front door and ask her if she was Sarah Connor. Anyway, it's Jackie. Jackie Harris is her sister on the show. Just Jackie was fine. Just Harris was fine. Jackie Harris was also fine. That's it for round number 1. Let's move on to round number 2. Round number 2. Question number 1. Mr. Rogers, the late, the great, the one, the only, Mr. Rogers. That's also what people often call his TV show. However, what was the full name of the PBS show, Mr. Rogers? Question number 2. Question number 2. This brand of crackers was introduced during the Great Depression. It was given a very classy sounding name. People were afraid maybe it would backfire, but the other people, they loved it. Tell me, what brand of crackers is this? Introduced during the Great Depression and given a very high class name to help sell. Question number 3. Question number 3, Oregon Territory. Oregon Territory, right? Like Oregon Trail, like you've got dysentery. Oregon Territory, that territory became all or part of 5 different U.S. states. One of them, Oregon. Name any of the other 4, you get the point. Even if just like one of your answers is right and the other 3 are wrong, you're going to get the point. One right gets the point, 2 right gets a point of extra credit, 3 right gets 2 points of extra credit. If you get all 4, you get 3 points of extra credit. Question number 4, sheepdog. That kind of dog. Well, its name comes from a word that means sheep. That would be the word sheep. There are other dogs whose names come in whole or in part from a word meaning sheep, like a German shepherd or an Australian shepherd. How about name a type of dog? It's not a breed. In fact, sometimes this word just means a dog, and it comes from a word that means sheep, although it's not the word sheep. What kind of dog is that, please? Question number 5, the film Are We There Yet? It had a sequel. It's not called Are We There Yet 2? Electric Subaru. What's it called? Question 5, old-timey medical names, right? Like the grip and catarrh and dropsy. I'm going to give you an old-timey medical term. I'd like you to tell me what that would be called nowadays. This one is riggers. Riggers. R-I-G-O-R-S. Could also be called the riggers. Tell me, please, what is that called in more modern medical parlance? Question number 7, movie stars. What movie star was famously nicknamed the Muscles from Brussels? Question number 8, the Pan-African flag, sometimes called the Black Liberation flag or the Black Nationalist flag, also the Unia flag. That is a tricolor. Name any of the 3 colors of the African nationalist flag for the point. Get 2 of them for a point of extra credit. Get all 3 colors for 2 points of extra credit. Question number 9, Namco. The video game Namco, a couple years back, opened a restaurant, fittingly enough, a restaurant dedicated to one of their famous video game characters. It was called Level 257, although they have changed the name since then to basically just be the name of the character. Which video game character is it? And question number 10, round number 2, question number 10, the trio The Police. Name any one of the 3 musicians who was a main member of The Police. Get any one of them for the point. Get 2 of them for a point of extra credit. Get all 3 for 2 points of extra credit. Okay, that's it for round 2. Again, if you don't want to hear these answers, I'd say maybe pause, stop, or put your fingers in your ears. Here we go, the answers. Round number 2. Round number 2, question number 1. The television program often referred to as Mr. Rogers. The full title was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Still unclear on how to do apostrophes there. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Question number 2, the brand of cracker that was introduced during the Great Depression. Much like Rocky Road ice cream introduced during the Great Depression, but that's a depressing name. This one, they went all highfalutin and they called it Ritz crackers. Question number 3, Oregon Territory. And I apologize if I'm supposed to be pronouncing that like Oregon. Anyway, Oregon Territory became Oregon. Also, you got your Washington, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Any one of them got you the point. Each additional got you extra credit. You got all 4. You got yourself 3 points of extra credit. Question number 4. It's a kind of dog. It's a kind of dog, and the name appears to come from a word meaning sheep. I told you the word that it comes from is not sheep, so it's not any kind of shepherd or sheepdog. Instead, it's thought to be related to the word mutton. It's mutt. Mutt. Question number 5. Are we there yet? They made a sequel to Are We There Yet? I believe the sequel was based on the same source material that the Tom Hanks classic The Money Pit was based on. It's called Are We Done Yet? Are we done yet? And as my grandmother would have told them, you're not done until you're dead. And my grandmother is now dead. Question number 6, the Riggers. The Riggers is a name, an old-timey name for a medical sign. You'd probably call it a symptom, but I think technically it's a sign. It might also be a condition. I'm no old-timey doctor. It's the chills. The chills. It's not a tremor. It's also not like seizures. Instead, it's the chills. You could call it the shivers or shivering. Specifically, it's like when you're really sick and you get really hot. So then you throw all your blankets and clothes off. And then you get really cold and anyway, you know what the chills are. Question number 7, the Muscles from Brussels. That is Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Question number 8, the Pan-African flag, also known as the Black Liberation flag or the Black Nationalist flag or the Unia flag. That is a tricolor. The 3 colors are red, black, and green. You got any one of them? You got yourself the point. Each additional got you extra credit. Question number 9, Namco introduced a restaurant called Level 257. And yes, it is a restaurant owned by a video game company. But no, if you eat the food there, you don't get to eat ghosts. It's Pac-Man. Pac-Man. And question number 10, the 3 members of the Police. You have Sting, right? For to gaze a while upon the field of barley. You also have Stuart Copeland. I don't know how he sings. And Andy Summers. Also, don't know what he sounds like. Also, I don't know that that was a very good sting. But you got Sting or Andy Summers or Stuart Copeland. You got the point. Each additional got you extra credit. Stuart. Let's move on to our third round, our final round, the aptly titled Round 3. Here we go. Round number 3. Question number 1. You know the Jay-Z song, Empire State of Mind? The one that sounds just like that Coldplay song? Da, 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 da. Who's the featured artist on the Jay-Z song, Empire State of Mind? Question number 2. I'm looking for a C word. This is a word that begins with the letter C, you know, like country. Give me a C word, please, that can be roughly defined as dressing up for role playing, but not in the context of like a theatrical or televisual performance. Give me a C word that could fit that definition, please. Question number 3, a proprietary camera system called Skycam. Skycam is typically used to film what? Question 4 is a word puzzle. I give you 4 words. Your job is to figure out another word that you can add to all 4 of them. You're going to add it in the same spot. Boom, 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 or boom, 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 so that you wind up with 4 familiar compound words. Sound confusing? Yes, I almost just confused myself. Let me give you an example. Let's say that your 4 words were base, like the opposite of an acid. Basket, like a tisket, a tasket. Foot, like 12 inches. And screw, like screw you. Correct answer there could be the word ball. You can add ball to the end of all of them. You get baseball, basketball, football, screwball, right? So I give you 4 words. You give me one that'll go with all of them in the same way to make 4 familiar compound words. It doesn't have to go at the end like ball did. Just make sure you put it in the same spot every time. Here we go. Your 4 words are ball, like screwball. Bank, like, I don't have your money, it's in Bill's house. Fall, like the autumn. And shoe, like a foot. Question number 3. No. Question number 4. No. Shit. Question number 5. Celebrity Rehab. Who was the host of the television show, often referred to by short as Celebrity Rehab, right? It had a kind of longer name, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So who was the host of Celebrity Rehab? Question number 6, Supreme Court Justices of the United States. Tell me, who was the first Jewish Supreme Court Justice of the United States? Or who was the first woman justice of the Supreme Court of the United States? Or who was the first Jewish woman Supreme Court Justice of the United States? That's 3 different people. Name any one of them, you get the point. Each additional gets you extra credit. As always, don't worry about screwing any of them up. As long as one of your 3 answers is right, you're guaranteed the point. Question number 7, Browning.com. Browning.com, that is a website. Spoiler alert. It's a website for a company that since 1878 has sold what? Question number 8, name Let me try that again. Name the forest where Winnie the Pooh and friends live. What's the name of that forest? You know, Kanga, Roo, that sexy rabbit. Where do they live? Question number 9, rounded to the nearest whole inch. How many centimeters are in an inch? And question number 10, round number 3. Question number 10, quite possibly the last question of this evening or day. I don't know you. Name a movie that Leonardo DiCaprio is in, and so is Mark Wahlberg. For a point of extra credit, name another movie that Leonardo DiCaprio is in, and so is Mark Wahlberg. All right, that's it for round 3. Let's finish up with our answers. You ready? Let's do this. Round number 3, question number 1. Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry, 'cause this is New York. Also doesn't really sound like Sting. That is a song, well, the Jay-Z one, Empire State of Mind, is Jay-Z featuring Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys. Question number 2, the C word that can mean dressing up in a role-playing outfit, but not for a theatrical performance or a televisual performance. That's cosplay. Cosplay. Question number 3. Skycam is a proprietary filming system. It's used to film sports or sport, depending on where you're from. Also, right, if you put a specific sport, just double check and make sure that they use Skycam to film that. I know they use it for American football, the boring kind of football. Also, they use it for basketball, but just sport was fine. Question number 4. Ball, bank, fall, shoe. All of them can be preceded by the word snow. Snowball, snowbank, snowfall, snowshoe. You might have come up with a word in your ingenious little minds that totally fits the bill. Just make sure it went in the same spot all 4 times and that you wound up with 4 real compound words. Again, maybe use a dictionary. Question number 5, celebrity rehab. The, let's say, professionally and ethically fraught celebrity rehab that was hosted by the professionally and ethically fraught Dr. Drew. Drew Pinsky, Dr. Pinsky, Dr. Drew Pinsky, anything along those lines is fine. Question number 6, the first Jewish Supreme Court Justice of the United States of America, the first woman Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States of America, the first Jewish woman Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Well, that last one is RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The first woman was SOD. That's Sandra Day O'Connor, and the first one was LB Louis Brandeis. You got any one of the 3, Ginsburg, Day O'Connor, or Brandeis, you got the point. Each additional got you extra credit. Question number 7, Browning.com. That is the website for the Browning Company, the Browning Firearms Company. I don't remember their full name, and I should have written that down. Anyway, it's guns or firearms or anything along those lines. Question number 8, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. They live in the 100-acre wood. The 100-acre wood is where they live. Question number 9, rounded to the nearest whole number. How many centimeters are in an inch? Well, if you don't round, you get 2.5 or 2.54, or I guess 2.5400. Again, I don't know if that's true. I should have written that down. But if you round to the nearest whole number, you get 3 centimeters in an inch. And question number 10, a movie that has Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Wahlberg in it. You got The Departed, but that wasn't their first pairing. The first movie they were in together was The Basketball Diaries. All right. You got either one of them, you got a point. You got both, you got a point of extra credit. I did my hands wrong there. That's it for the game, unless we have a tie, in which case we got to do a tiebreaker. So here we go. It has to do, let me explain the tiebreaker rules. I'm going to ask a question. It has a number for an answer. Both teams, or all teams, again, I don't know how many teams are even playing this. Teams will have 30 seconds to finalize their answers. The winner will be the team that got closer to the correct number. Now, Your answer can be too high, you can win. Your answer can be too low, you can win. It normally doesn't matter at all whether your answer is high or low. The only time ever that it matters is in this special situation. Let's say one team is over by a certain amount, the other team is under by that same exact amount. In that special situation, Showcase Showdown rules kick in. We'll go with the lesser guess. All right, here we go. It has to do with Pluto, the planet / dwarf planet, depending on whether you're being scientific or just talking. Pluto. When was Pluto demoted from a planet to a dwarf planet? You have 30 seconds. I'll count. 10, 20, 10. All right, time's up. Pencils down, or finish typing. Pluto was, well, demoted is such a loaded term. Let's say that the definition of planet was finally formalized, and therefore Pluto no longer fit the new definition of planet. That happened in 2006. 2006 is the correct answer. All right, that's it for the game this week. Hopefully next time I'll figure out how to actually put like goddamn text on the screen so you can also read the questions. In the meanwhile, if you like this, and or if you'd like to give me money, you can go over to the Venmo to put in @JB Quizzo. There you go. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions or problems or just want to say hello, you can also email 3wayquizzo@gmail.com. That's the number 3 and then WAYQUIZZO@gmail.com. And I don't have a Patreon. All right. Mwah.